Her suitcase stood by the door, sleek, black, and rolling silently on its wheels. I knew it well, just like the lingerie tucked inside. I hadn't meant to open it. I didn't want to be that man, the suspicious husband driven by doubt. But something felt off. She had been humming all morning, not with the lightness of joy, but with distracted, too careful kind of tune, like someone trying to mask their footsteps with a smile. When I finally unzipped the suitcase, what I found unraveled everything I thought I knew. 3 sets of lingerie, tags still attached, blood red, midnight black, and soft baby pink. Next to them, 6 packs of condoms. Condoms we hadn't used in years. I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I closed the suitcase quietly, as if it were just a sweater I borrowed, and walked out of the room, pretending my chest wasn't burning with 1,000 silent screams. 12 years. That's how long Rachel and I had been married. I'd built her a home, not just a house with bricks and mortar, but a life. Paycheck by paycheck, I passed on promotions just to stay close to her. I skipped bachelor parties, guide trips, even family events, all to be there when she needed me. Rachel had always been magnetic. When she entered a room, people followed her like moths to a flame. I loved that about her. But over the past year, something shifted. The light in her eyes dimmed. She stopped asking about my day. Her laughter became polite but hollow, a quiet echo of what it once was. She smiled more at her phone than at me. She started calling her friend Kelsey more often. Girl trips, she said. Spa weekends, cruises. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to trust her. But sometimes, people reveal the truth without meaning to. It was in the way she flinched when I offered to help pack, the slight pause before a forced laugh, the way her eyes never quite met mine. So I waited, patient and wary, until she was in the shower. Then I opened the suitcase, and everything came crashing down. The condoms weren't cheap or thoughtless. She'd been selective, careful even, for him. I sat in the garage, engine off, heart pounding. I called Kelsey's husband, Jason. I didn't ask if he was alone. I just said, "Buddy, we've got a problem. Your wife and mine, they're not going on that cruise together." There was a long pause. Then Jason asked, "What did you find?" I told him everything, every detail. He was silent for a moment, then said, "All right, let's catch them." No yelling. No wild accusations. We played it cool. Rachel kissed me goodbye that morning, smelling like lilac and betrayal. Jason, and I knew their itinerary. The port, the check-in time, the hotel they planned to stay in the night before. They weren't careful. Liars rarely are. We booked a hotel across the street, settled into the lobby bar with sunglasses and cold drinks, pretending the hurt wasn't bleeding through our skin. At 7:43 p.m., we saw them walk in. Rachel wore the baby pink dress that matched the lingerie I'd found. Kelsey was in heels too high for a beach trip. Flanking them were 2 men, definitely not crew staff, definitely not innocent friends. They laughed loudly, their hands touching waists and backs with reckless abandon. Jason clenched his jaw, so hard I thought it might crack. I just smiled. Our revenge wasn't fueled by rage. It was calculated, precise. Jason filed for divorce the very next day. No warning. He froze their joint accounts before she could even blink. But I waited. I needed more. Rachel came home after that trip, exhausted and distant. I asked if she'd had fun. She lied so effortlessly it almost impressed me. That night, I slid the photos onto the kitchen counter. The ones I'd captured, clear and damning. Rachel, Kelsey, the men, the hotel. She stared at them as if they were written in a foreign language. I can explain, she stammered. "No," I said, stepping back. "You can't." This was over. Calm, cold, inevitable, like reading the weather report. I'd already met with a lawyer. The paperwork was ready. The prenup kicked in. The infidelity clause meant she'd lose everything. The house, the car, the savings. I had chat logs too, thanks to Jason. Screenshots from Kelsey's phone, every text, every plan. I left her with 2 bags and the unvarnished truth. No yelling, no drama, just consequences measured out in cold precision. It's been 4 months. She tried reaching out, saying, I made a mistake. No, she made a plan, executed it perfectly. She just didn't count on mine. Jason and I meet for beers now and then. Not much is said, but there's an unspoken understanding between us. I've started running again, rebuilding quietly. When people ask why I seem lighter, I say nothing. Because the best revenge isn't noise. It's letting silence do all the talking. Letting them wonder how you knew. Letting them watch as you walk away with everything they tried to bury. She packed for a cruise filled with condoms and lies. I gave her a one-way ticket to nowhere.